What is going on, Kirkwood Paranormal community? My name is Shane, and beside me is the founder of Kirkwood Paranormal, Bob Bennington. And in today's video, we're going to be sharing with you guys what we caught at Greenville Manor in Greenville, PA.
Okay, so this place we went to, in Pennsylvania. It was built in 1881, and it was built for a T.C. Gibson. Now, he was a cutter. What I mean by that is he did clothing. So as years went on, he ended up partnering up. He owned his own clothing store. So later on, John McMillan, who was a cabinet maker, he was actually from Scotland, came to the States. And in 1880, he took over the building. Like I said, he was a cabinet maker, but he was also a man that would build your coffin. If you passed away, he sent his men out, they'd measure you, they'd come back with the measurements, he would make the coffin. There was also some tragedy struck in the house. As I had mentioned before, one of T.C. Gibson's sons had taken his life, it is believed, and he is believed to still haunt the location. We never came across that, but we did catch other things in the location that were quite interesting.
So the first piece of evidence is when we first started out, and we're in the funeral room, I guess you could say it was. The REM pod was going off like crazy. We put in different spots and we just couldn't figure out why.
Yeah, just in the one location. It's kind of interesting because this room with the coffin in it, or the casket, the whole room is set up with chairs as if you were in a viewing of someone passing on. And this is really cool.
What room are you in? Dog, what room are you in?
I'm over here in the funeral. You get it?
I got it.
Now let me make sure. Let me try something here.
That's crazy. Can you please make that stop?
Can you start it again, please?
I'll even give you a little bit of space, my bad. It might be...
Can you change the colors?
Can you make it light up to yellow?
May I ask who might be in a room with us? Thank you. May I ask your name? Are you a male? Are you a female?
I'm gonna go with the male on that because the male went longer.
Why is it if I put it over here, you'll light up? Let me grab a key too.
And the second piece of evidence that we got is up in T.C. Gibson's son's room. We got on the obulus the word basement. Now the funny thing is, when we got there, they said that we weren't allowed to go down to the basement because the stairs, they were carrying something down throughout the day and the stairs broke on them. But what we found quite interesting in that part was, in the basement they have cameras, and she got a notification of movement in the basement, and we were not in the basement at all. So we just found that quite interesting.
They say you took your own life. I can't go to the basement, the steps are broke. But thank you. When we originally went into the funeral parlor, I guess you'd say, when we were having the REM pod act up that we couldn't figure out what was going on, we decided to go back down again just to see if we could, if it would do it again or if we'd have a different result. And we didn't have a different result. It started to go off again, sitting on top of the casket. Like Shannon said earlier, when we sat it in the casket, it wouldn't go off. We sat at other places, it wouldn't go off. Right on top of the casket, it would go off. Well, in the meantime, when we came in the second time, we also put some things back on the mantle at the back of the room, and we put some cat balls. That's a new thing everybody seems to be using because it's a motion. When motion hits it, or when, I apologize, when something touches it, they light up, and this is what we got.
You try to hit that ball off top of the casket to make it light up?
Thank you very much. Thank you for setting that off. Are you able to set any of the other ones off too, or just that one?
Light that ball up again if you only want to talk to me.
You want me to leave the room?
Yeah, you can stand up. Go ahead and go in that guy.
All right, I'm going to let Shane talk to you then. That's fine. Take my flashlight with me then.
Who am I speaking with? Am I talking to a male? If you're a male, can you light that up? If you're a female, can you light that up? Are you just a child, Jen? And the next piece is, there was a room across from the funeral room, and we had a flashlight set up on a little table, and we were asking some questions, and these were the results. It just turned on.
You coming to see us? Are you moving around different rooms for us now?
Did you try picking up the flashlight?
Stay right there.
I saw that you just had it on. Can you do it again? All you gotta do is just twist it a little bit.
Are you trying to use the typewriter?
Dad?
Yeah. Is that it? You were trying to use the typewriter? If you were trying to use the typewriter, would you turn that off, please? If you want me out of the room, turn it off. Can you make it brighter? Can you do that? Thank you. No, that's you. Thanks.
Just a little bit more. Can you turn it completely off for us?
Can you turn all the way off, please? That's the wrong direction. We need you to turn it the other. Thank you. Do you want me to leave the room and Shane talk to you, or do you want Shane to leave the room and me to talk? I guess I can't answer that question. Would you like me to leave the room? If you want me to leave the room, make it really bright.
If you want me to leave the room, make it very bright.
Okay, we got you.
I shall go get a drink then.
Go get the other cat paws too. Okay, it's just you and me talking now. Can you turn that off? Thank you. So are you a former owner of the house? Excuse me. So you are. Are you a male? If you're a male, can you turn it on really bright? Thank you. Did you run the funeral home? Was it the family business? Are you the one I smelled your pipe earlier? Was it a cigar? Thank you. Have you been making all this noise earlier? We hear little bings and tinks all over the place. Was that you? Can you turn that off? All the way, please. Here's one. Do you like the way they keep the house? They're really trying to respect the memory of you guys. And so far people are saying they're doing a pretty good job putting stuff in the right place. If it's okay, I'm going to cut our conversation off. Is that okay with you if I do that? We could talk all night if you want. Is it okay if I end the conversation? Well, thank you for speaking to me, sir.
So we have made our way upstairs, and there was a room that had like a sewing table, obviously probably meant for the clothing that he did. We had a cat ball in the doorway and a flashlight where the sewing table was. Now we got some movement with the cat ball, and we were also asking questions with the flashlight, and I had a cane in my hand. I was kind of joking around, and we got some responses from it. Can you make that other cat ball light up as well, right next to it? We also have a flashlight on the white button up. Do you think you can also turn that on and we can communicate like that with yes or no? Or if the cat ball works too, that's fine.
Why, hello, how are you? Can you turn that off all the way, please? Just a little bit more.
If you want us to go back downstairs, just go ahead and turn on that cat ball again. Do you respect many people?
Do you like the people that own the house now? You know, a funny thing was, it seemed like we were getting so much activity in the funeral parlor that most paranormal investigators tell you, on a lot of investigations, there's one room that will draw you in because that's where you're getting your activity. So for a third time, we had walked into the funeral parlor, and this time when we used the REM pod, put it on top of the casket, I believe, correct?
Yep, we put it back on the top of the casket.
We got no response whatsoever. So right there tells you, or hopefully tells you, that something was going on while we went in the first 2 times. It going off nowhere else in the casket. You're burying somebody, so it ain't elastic. It ain't. But the minute we lay it on top, I'll just turn this on.
Oh man, dude.
So from the minute we got here, this thing was going off right and left. Okay? The green was going off. You just put it underneath and it didn't go off. It did it when we first got here. It did it when we just did it. And we put it underneath. It didn't do anything. Now it's sitting on top. It's not going off.
Just touch it one more time so they know that it's on.
So you got it doing nothing. Now I pulled the antenna all the way up.
Now during the commentary, we forgot to mention this part right here. Where we are at in here, we are in the baby funeral room, as I guess you could say. Where I'm sitting, it is supposed where people sit down in that chair, they start getting back problems, and we had some devices such as the K2, the flashlight, and the cat balls, and we were asking some questions, and this is what we got. Okay, the ball's going off.
I'm just gonna sit. She said we can sit on this bench, didn't she?
Yep.
Okay. Can you set the other 3 off? The other 2 off?
Threat. Am I a threat to you? Are we a threat to you? Oh. We bring no harm. We're just here to talk to you guys. We just want to get to know you, your story.
We're just trying to find things out about the other side. Can you make any of those other balls go off? Do you not like Shane sitting in that chair? Do you feel weird or anything sitting in that chair?
I'm not too sure, to be honest with you. Why are people weirded out about this chair when they sit down in it? Is this chair a threat to some people?
It's trying to come on.
If this chair is a threat to somebody or to us, can you turn on this flashlight bright? Are you trying to let me know something?
Thanks. It's hard burying a child, isn't it? Especially one that small. Can you turn that off, please, that flashlight? Be the other way. It's all right, take your time. Since there's been groups coming through here, has there been some bad groups in here provoking and things, causing chaos? That's the police, that's a siren outside. Have there been people coming in causing trouble? Has anyone disrespected the spirits in this house? Can you turn that light out? I know it wouldn't be easy to do because it's on that cloth. Can you give us some kind of a sound that you're here?
I'm not moving.
You can hear that tap?
That?
Maybe it was.
I wasn't moving that much. I feel weak in this chair, low-key, though. I feel weak.
Weak, what do you mean?
Like
you being drained?
Yeah, like I was doing this. My arm was just like, I just wanted to put it down and be like that. That's why I said earlier, I didn't know how I felt, like.
Is there something attached to that chair? Tap always going off for a while.
I was gonna try with that ghost too, but the one that actually says stuff. You're still,
You still got the ambulance?
Yeah, it's right here.
Oh, okay. Hasn't talked in a while.
The only word that was threat. If you're still here with us,
can you let us know?
Can you turn on that cat ball again or give us some type of knock? Can you repeat after me?
Oh, there's an answer for you right there. And the light came on too. The light's going out, so is cat ball, and then the cat ball started back up again.
There's 2 more cat balls on this table. Can you make them light up as well? That cat ball should have been off by now. Is it possible for you? Do you have the energy to roll that cat ball off the table?
I think it's saying, yeah, it does.
If you have the energy to turn on that cat ball and knock it off the table, we would love to see that. Can you make it happen?
Do you only roam the first floor? Do you, do you ever go upstairs?
Now, at the end of every investigation, what we like to do is we like to set up the SLS camera just to take a lap around the entire building. It doesn't matter what building, big, small. For this one, this was probably the best piece of evidence that we got that night.
It was interesting.
It was very interesting. Cool. We didn't get anything at the SLS, but when we went back into the funeral room, like he said, it draws you to that room. There were, I believe, 2 stick figures sitting in the chairs, making it seem like there was a funeral going on at the time.
Yeah, there were viewers, there were visitors, you might say, for visitation coming in, and they were sitting in the chairs, as if a funeral was going on right then and there.
Can you wave?
Get the room on. Stick it on that chair. It also changed colors on us too, by the way. Now there's somebody sitting behind them.
Can you light up that REM pod for us?
They're not there anymore. That's interesting. They're not showing up at all now. There it is, came back.
Can you put your hand up in the air and wave? There we go. Do you see it?
Did it wave?
It waved, yeah. Can you do it one more time? Lift it above your head and wave. The one in the back row, can you do the same? Can you lift your hand all the way up and wave to me? See it? Can you put both? Oh, sorry. There you go.
It's the same chair every time. And the purple one just moved up to that chair.
Can you put both hands up in the air? Can you do as I do?
Thank you. And I'll tell you, let me finish up by saying, first of all, we appreciate everyone who views our videos. I know our videos aren't as long as some people's. Some are longer than others, but we try to keep it to the point where you don't need to watch me walk around a building for an hour or watch Shane walk around a building for an hour. We want to give you the evidence. We want you to see the evidence we caught, and that's why a lot of our videos aren't longer than other paranormal investigators. One other thing is also the owners of the Greenville Manor, probably two of the nicest people you ever meet. They are very up on the house, or the manor as you want to call it. They are always finding new information out about it. You can tell they really love owning this house. It seems like everybody that comes by, no one has a bad thing to say. If you ever get a chance, even if you just want to learn something historical about the house, even if you're not into the paranormal that much, please go to this house. Ask them for a tour. I'm sure they would do it. A lot of history there. We gave you just a brief summary of what goes on there. So please, if you get the chance, go. Get the history of the place. It's very interesting. With that said, thank you for watching the video. I hope everybody has a good new year. And hopefully we'll talk to you very soon.